Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to week 6 of building Crait. Alright guys, so this week we're actually going to continue what we kind of were doing last week, which is build a little more out of where I was putting down the, I guess the salt layer, I guess you could call. I didn't get the tiles in, so what will be done in this episode isn't final yet. Next week I'm getting this giant, like, I think I ordered like 5,000 2x2 white tiles, and that's going to cover the entire area of where those triangular pieces that I've been putting down to act as the salt layer for Crait. Once those come in next week, that'll be kind of like the final like layer, and then I can put the well, I mean the final layer is the triangular pieces, but the final underlayer, I guess you call it. Once that's on, put the triangular pieces, and that's good for that. Now we're also going to be kind of prototyping, just start a little bit with the wall. And as I was kind of working around that area where the wall is going to be, I realized I probably should make the wall before I continue to do much else. And that includes like any of the rock work around the wall. I think the wall needs to be done. It needs to be figured out, designed, engineered, everything before I really make any drastic building, especially with the mountain area. So that's what we're going to be focusing on a little bit towards the end of this episode, as well as the future segments as well. I'm going to have to start ordering some of the parts. Big Bricklink order also came in. You guys are going to get to see that as well. And then the biggest thing I'm going to show at the end of the video is this amazing book right here. This thing is basically a concept art book of all the concept art from The Last Jedi. And is it gorgeous? I'll just quickly just show like a couple images. Where is that? So this is spoilers, by the way. So if you haven't seen The Last Jedi, I would click off right now. But anyhow, there's like an image. It's just beautiful, beautiful art. Lucasfilm has like some of the best concept artists I feel like in the world. Again, here's some really great Crait imagery, and it's not just Crait. This book covers basically every aspect of the whole movie. I love it. It was like $20 off Amazon, so if you guys are a big fan of the movie and you want to kind of see the behind the scenes of it, amazing book, and I'll show a little bit more of it later in the segment. And by the way, it's not like a sponsored or anything. That's literally, I bought the book with my own money and all that stuff. But, you know, great book. Love it. It's going to be super helpful for Crait. But other than that, guys, let's go ahead and get right into the video right now. Okay, guys, so starting this week's episode of Crait off, I got this massive Bricklink order in, and this is a really quite huge order. I believe it's like at least 3,000, 4,000 bricks in here. Something like that, and majority of it is bricks, 2x4 bricks, and some different colors. This is what's going to help build the mountain. You need that foundation, as well as because again, we're building this entire mock about like 8 bricks, I believe, up on a base plate, so a lot of support is going to be required. I just want to quickly say that I saw a lot of comments said that Duplo bricks, which can actually work with normal Lego, is a great alternative when you're building up on base plates and stuff like that, and you need support. Duplo bricks are great, however, they're also very expensive, and if you actually, depending on how many bricks you actually need, it can be cheaper just to buy normal Lego bricks than it is to buy Duplo bricks. And I did the math. It's pretty much almost the same, if not a little bit cheaper, going with normal bricks. I know a lot of you would suggest like to go just buy on Craigslist or eBay. But the problem with that, with Duplo bricks, is they are preschool, children under 3. And therefore the majority of the really cheap Duplo bricks are super used, and they're kind of almost disgusting sometimes because again, they're used by 3-year-olds usually, and 3-year-olds aren't the nicest when it comes to toys, I guess. But that's the problem with buying used. I would rather buy clean or new Duplo bricks, and when you look at that, the price is almost the same. So that's why I bought a bunch of these Lego bricks. So without ado, there we go. There's the entire order. Again, majority bricks, but this is totally what's going to be required for Crait. There's going to be a couple big orders like this coming within the next month or so. So this is only the beginning, but definitely a great start. Again, it's majority bricks, I believe, in this order. Yeah, so a lot of 2x2s, a lot of 2x4s, 2x6s is a big brick order. And then I have my smaller bricks right here from last week's Bricklink order. You know, my slopes and stuff like that. And I'm just adding more and more pieces to it. And then under this is just a lot of, you know, white 2x4s. So very exciting. This is a great start, and that means we get to build a lot now. All right, guys, so right here is an old box. I was going through some of my old Lego collection. I found this box full of old parts from some mocks that I made all the way back in like 2010, 2011, like 7-8 years ago at least. But I found some really great pieces, especially like this right here. These are great. Can't use, unfortunately, these necessarily, the light gray, because the cave is going to be made out of dark gray behind the base wall. But what's great is underneath this, there's some more bricks in here and stuff like that. Stuff I found that's going to be like super useful. So I'm going to part this entire thing out. There's also some weird junk in here, but I'm going to part everything out, and I'm sure I'll be able to use a lot of this for Crait as well. And then I also found, I don't know why this, but look at this horribly discolored white Lego. Here, I'll go in here, you can see the light. But yeah, so don't leave your Lego in the sun too long, otherwise this is what happens. Not good. This is like, gosh, this Lego is probably at least 13 years old. This is stuff that I had when I was really young. But I also found this, which is awesome. This is pretty good quality new stuff. A bunch of just random white Lego plates. These are going to be great for Crait. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, you're doing the, you know, this type of thing right here. Why do you need the white plates? Well, when we're going to get to the mountain right here, a lot of this is actually going to be white plates, because I'm going to be stacking red bricks to create this like red and white snow effect. You'll see what I mean, but that is going to be definitely very necessary, and I have some right here as well. So I'm slowly finding some more parts for Crait, kind of building and collecting everything, so that way I can really start ramping up on the building side. Now the other thing I found actually is this, and I've actually ordered these now, and that is these things. Specifically, let me take this stuff off. This is a 8 by 16, I believe. Let's see, is that right? Yep, 8 by 16. So what's great about these things, and I got the bigger brothers, the 12 by 24, and then I believe it's like this. This makes me cry. I don't know what happened here, but like, that's just sad. It's hot glue on Lego. Like that is like a sin. It is terrible. I'm so sorry to anybody who's crying right now. I'm so sorry, but I might be able to clean it off. But anyhow, these things specifically, I don't know why I forgot about this and these things, but this is actually a better alternative for than what I've been doing with this right here, and also a better alternative than using Duplo. But yeah, I mean, a whole bunch of these could cover this area all around here. I've ordered these. They should be here by next week, but this is also it'll be kind of like a mash of different things that I'm going to be using for Crait. It'll be this method right here, the pattern. It'll be these things, and it'll be these things as well. I'm going to not just stick to one style, but multiple different styles. And I actually have a couple of these things that I found in that same box I just showed you. So that's really cool. Here's another, oh my god, more hot glue. Don't put hot glue on Legos. Makes me cry. This is stuff that, oh my god, it has to be at least 2011, years and years ago. Old stuff that I found that can actually be reused. I'm actually quite surprised I didn't find this when I was making Kashyyyk or Scarif, but now that I'm going back really through my old Lego collection. So I always recommend go back to your old Lego collection before you start ordering from Bricklink, because you might be able to find some useful stuff. Alright, so let's get on to some building, guys. Alright guys, so I've been kind of continuing the red wall over here, and I also started continuing to build a little bit around here. The white that you're seeing is a continuation, not of the pattern, but just kind of putting bricks down and continuing to build backwards. However, once I got around here, I was like, oh, this is where the wall's going to go. You know, do I need to do something here before I, you know, continue building around it and also kind of start building that part? And I realized I should probably build the wall first. So this is what I've been working on, a really rough prototype of what I think the wall, or how I think it should work in terms of it actually lifting up. I decided I do want it to move. I don't want it to just be stand still at one position. I think it would be cool if it moved. So this is a very rough prototype. I don't even know if, so this would be the end part of the wall. This would be where it ends, and then it would like curve over this way. So I don't really know if I want to do like bricks like this, or I want to do plates where it's kind of just cascading over this way. I'm not sure. It's going to be a challenge, that's for sure, but I haven't decided that quite yet. But what I have found is this is what I'm thinking in terms of how you would, so obviously this is where it would, the entire door would be closed, and then in terms of how it would go up and stay where the position of it being open is, I came up with this really simple idea. So it would just kind of come up like this, it would slide, and then you would push this right here to where it would hold it like that. Now, if you have enough weight on this side, so this particular thing, as long as there's enough Lego weight on this side, it should, in theory, be able to hold the entire wall on, because of the way the angle is going sideways. If all the weight was just straight down, then this would probably, the wall would topple over this way. But because it's angled, because the weight is distributed at an angle, it, in theory, should work. But it's gonna take the entire wall to be built first to see whether that is true or not. But even if it's not, then the thing I could do is have like a string out here kind of holding the wall from tipping over when this right here, this kind of lever mechanism, this is in place. That way the wall doesn't tip over like that. But that's what I'm thinking, and this is kind of where my mind is going with how the design would work. I think it's a good start. It's certainly a very rough prototype. Please don't judge me too hard on this. It's just something I quickly threw together just so I have an idea. But I'm going to start probably working on curvature and how that's going to look. I don't want to proceed too far with the ground until I have this door design figured out, because it could, the door can make or break the mock in terms of, like, you know, if I build the whole ground and I start building the mountain and something with the door just doesn't work, or, you know, the angles is interfering with stuff here, it could cause a lot of extra work. So I think it's better that we build the wall now, figure out how that works, and proceed with this. I'll probably still be building around it. I think it'll be okay to build like the edge part right here, but I'm not too sure about building around this area over here. So yeah, that's where my mind's going right now. But yeah, this is where I'm thinking. And if you guys have any ideas, if you want to build something in LDD, or you know, you have a better idea of how it should work, then I'm all ears. You can send it to my email down below. And then also making it motorized, and if some of you will probably suggest that, that would be a pain. It would be a pulley system if anything, and it would just be so difficult to make it motorized, I feel like. So I know a lot of you would like to see it motorized, but I think it would be too far of a hard challenge, and I think the fact that it'll be able to open and close with me just, you know, putting this two little lever things, I think that'll be cool enough, I feel like. Because the door, I remember the door in Kashyyyk, I was going to try to make it mechanical or motorized, and that didn't work. And even when I tried to make it like manual movement, it still didn't work because of friction between the bricks. This should work. I feel like the friction between the bricks is not going to be a big problem, because it's not covering this entire thing. It's only covering about half, and I think that'll be fine. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking with that. So without ado, let's go to move on. Okay guys, the last thing I kind of wanted to show you is I took the prototype and put it where I think it would go. So that's what you're seeing right now. And yeah, it's kind of in line with what I've been doing here. So yeah, kind of cool actually, seeing that, and kind of get a better idea of the wall, I think, a little bit and kind of visualize it a little bit better here. Maybe more at this angle. But yes, this is a great start. I'm going to be working the next week on just prototyping the heck out of this wall and seeing what I come up with. I don't think I have enough pieces on hand to actually make the whole thing in 1 week, but it'll take a couple weeks, and I'm going to really start working hard on this thing. So we'll see where it goes, but that's a pretty good start, I think, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say down in the comments about this. And then next week I'll probably also continue putting more of these pieces down, because by next week I'll get the tiles, and that means I can actually like put these things down and they're going to stay where they're at. Right now there's still no tiles, and that's what you're seeing, all this gray underneath, and I'm very excited to get the tiles so I can continue right here and make it look even more cool looking as we're building the wall as well. So yeah. Now the last thing I wanted to show is this right here. This is an amazing art book. If you are a giant fan of The Last Jedi, I highly, highly recommend you pick this up. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I really want to, just go quickly through it. The art, this is all concept art of The Last Jedi. It is a fantastic book. Oh my gosh. And they go into some amazing detail. By the way, this is all spoilers. They go into some amazing detail about the concept of The Last Jedi and where Rian Johnson his thoughts were with the movie, and it's just a brilliant book. I absolutely love it. But what I really want to show is kind of the end part with Crait. There's some amazing artwork in here that really shows what they were thinking in terms of designing Crait, how they were kind of conceptualizing it. It's just so cool to look at. I absolutely love this, and there's actually some very good imagery of some of the stuff that's actually used in the movie that I can, especially like this right here, I can use this. A lot of great stuff. And like here's how they did the door closing, and I think, is it here? Yeah, there's the wall right there. That's the actual concept art piece of the wall, so that's just so awesome. Again, now you can see this part right here is exactly what I did with this right here. So you can see where I kind of came up with it. You can kind of see it just kind of slides. And this is exactly what I want to make right here, is this wall. So this is just amazing. I love this, and you can see the turrets down here. This is just a beautiful, beautiful piece of artwork. I love. I'm kind of a sucker for some Star Wars art. I love this. It's just absolutely beautiful. Kinda makes me nerd out just a tiny bit. But seriously, this is a great book. I mean, look at that. This is just gorgeous. There's that. We never saw this in the movie. We saw these things. These are what pulls the big, I guess what do they call it? The ram gun. And there's that we got a Toys R Us poster of that. But I really want to just show you this. This is the funniest thing. Okay, so first off, here's the actual storyboard of Crait, how they were designing and stuff like that. But I love this. This is literally what the designers were making when they were doing Crait, is they literally made like a layout. This is straight up what I'm going to make out of Lego. I think this is hilarious. I love this. I wanted to show you guys this. I posted this on my Instagram as well to all of you guys, because I got a really big laugh out of it. I was like, this is literally exactly what I'm doing. So it's like one of my base plans, but it's already in a book. So that's just really cool. Again, just gorgeous art. Oh my gosh, I highly, highly recommend it. It's 20 bucks for this book. I really recommend you guys pick it up. Fantastic book. This is going to help me so much when designing Crait over here. I'm looking forward to it. This book is like nothing but inspiration for me. I love it. So it's very exciting. But other than that, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So let's go ahead and end it out. All right, guys. So that was the segment. Little less than I'm sure a lot of you would have liked to see me build. I understand that, but I didn't really know what direction I was going to go in until I started actually building this week. So now that I know I really need to work more on the actual wall, that is something I'll be focusing on next segment. But what's great though is next segment I should have those tiles in that's needed to finish complete the floor. And so that means we can kind of continue building around where the wall is going to go and continue building all that stuff out while we're working on the wall, so that way it's still, you know, it's not just constant wall, which is kind of be a little bit boring, maybe not, but we'll be working on multiple things, kind of multitasking a little bit as the coming weeks go. So that's very exciting. That concept art book, super awesome, some great images out of that that are like really honestly super helpful for Crait. I love the layout design. I thought that was hilarious that there was literally a top-down layout of the battle of exactly what I'm making out of Lego. So that's a little funny to me. It's kind of like Lucasfilm kind of put it in the book specifically for me. No, I'm just kidding. Would be kind of funny though. But no, it's really cool. I thought that was just a kind of little gag, I suppose. But yeah, no, this is been a pretty solid segment. Again, I hope next week we're going to build a little bit more of the wall. Hopefully I can actually maybe outline the whole shape of the wall by next week, while also continuing to build the salt layer. We're not going to get into any of the bunkers or any of the underground tunnels. I can't say when. I would say in a couple weeks we'll get to that, but not anytime super soon. Once I have the wall done, then I can start building the mountains, and then I can actually start working on the interior as well of the inner mountain cave, whatever you want to call that, the rebel base. So it's going to be a trickle-down effect almost. And I'm still going to reorganize my room as well. That's actually probably going to happen this coming week, so that'll be a big change you'll see by the next segment. I'm going to be doing some things on this side of the room, kind of making things easier for me to access parts and stuff like that. You'll see what I mean. But other than that, guys, that's going to be it for this segment. I hope to see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.